A keyless entry deadbolt? Let's get this thing installed. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out this. This is the Kwikset PowerBolt 250 keyless entry deadbolt. Now, I will say that my front door, I'm constantly changing out deadbolts because I'm trying to find the one that gives me the smarts and the battery life and the ease of installation that makes it just a win all around. And this one's a solid entry. It features a single cylinder keyless entry. There's a key involved. If you prefer to use the key, you can do either way. It has BHMA grade 3 security, so it is tough and strong and not something people can just pop off and get into your house. No one wants that with the deadbolt. And you can enter up to 25 codes plus 5 one-time codes. Each code can be 4 to 8 digits long. I like to use like the last 4 digits of someone's phone number or something, but if you don't know who my friends are, you don't know their phone numbers, you don't know those codes. So that's easy. Longer codes are more secure. And there's one-touch locking, a feature I really like. My current deadbolt doesn't have that. So you have to punch in a code to unlock it. But when you go to leave, you have to punch in the code again to lock it. And it seems really clumsy. This one from Kwikset actually has you just push a button and it just locks the thing up and you're good to go. Super easy to work with. There's an illuminated keypad, so if it's late at night and you don't happen to have a porch light or something, as soon as you push the first key, the whole thing lights up and it's pretty bright. It's actually really nice. If someone stands there and tries to enter different codes, it will actually lock them out, which is great. You come back half an hour later or a day later and it's all unlocked and I should say it's all ready for you to enter your correct PIN code and unlock it. So that's great. It can also auto lock and you can set the time to 30 seconds, a minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes. I'm not a huge fan of auto lock. I prefer to actually just lock it manually, but it's good to know that's there. Finally, battery. You're gonna have to bring your own batteries, 4 AA's, but they're gonna last a year. So it's a 12-month battery life, which is really nice, easy to work with. So let's go ahead and do the install. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna narrate a slideshow because it's so much faster than showing the video of me installing it. And then I'll show you a little bit about how to program it, and then we'll come back on camera. So let's get to it. Once you've taken the old deadbolt off, it's a pretty austere looking door with just a couple of holes in it. So your first step is to actually install the deadbolt itself. And if you look closely in this photo, you can see there's a little label that says up. Make sure that's pointing up. And then you can adjust the depth of the deadbolt so that you have the actual control in the middle exactly centered in your hole. On the side, you can see there's 2 screws. You screw it in, the deadbolt's in place in your door, and at least you have that level of security. Next off, you'll put the exterior keypad on, and that has a little tiny stem that you want to go through the center of the deadbolt, and then a wire that you want to put underneath it, and you can see both of them in this photo. Then there's this plate that's on the interior. Again, it's labeled top. Make sure that's up. And then there's 2 long bolts that you use to screw this tightly on your door, with the other end actually going to the back of the keypad. Notice where that little rod is coming right out of the center, whereas the wire I have pushed down to the bottom portion. Once you have that installed, the next step is to actually use the key and test that the bolt opens and closes without too much work. And I was in luck that mine worked perfectly. Then you put the interior unit on, and again, you can see in this picture, I've already plugged in the wire, and that's critical, but I've also lined up the bolt part in the center so that it is in alignment with the actual interior. So you sort of slot it in, and notice the deadbolt itself is extended. That's what they recommend. And so you put that in and you sort of snug it on, and it clips onto that top plate, and then you have 2 more screws. With those screws actually installed, you're ready to go. You're almost done. All that's left now is to put in the batteries and do some basic programming. It's fully installed, so I'm going to go ahead and add a user code, but I want to show you that the instructions give you tons of information about all the different things you might want to do and all the different button sequences. Now, to add a code, it's pretty easy, but I need to start by pushing the program button on the inside. And if you think about it, you don't really want people outside the house to be able to reprogram the lock. That would be bad. So let me push that button and we'll get started. Now, once I push the button, I push the number 1. And now it's in program mode, and I push the logo, and I can enter the code. So we'll do 67890, and then I push it again, and that should be all set. So first off, let's go ahead and one button lock. That is easy enough, nice and secure. And now let's enter that new code. And that's it. It's unlocked. Added a code, super easy, really straightforward. So that's everything. All I needed was a screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, and I have the keys, so I could also go to the locksmith or honestly go to Home Depot or Target or something and get dupes if I want everyone to use keys. But I have the punch codes if you can have, if you're going to have people use the key. So it's really easy to work with. It was really easy to install. I would say that if I wasn't busy trying to take photos, it would probably have taken me maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15, and it was done. Now, worth mentioning is it's extremely affordable. This is a budget unit, so there's no Wi-Fi, there's no Bluetooth, there's no Zigbee or Z-Wave or anything, so there's no app on your phone. You're not going to get notifications when someone unlocks it, and you're not going to be able to program it from your phone. But when I tell you the price, you're going to be like, holy cow, that is so inexpensive. And it really is. Even if you have a very limited budget, this is one you can definitely use to upgrade your home. And it just works really nicely. And it's particularly good for things like Airbnb, because you can pop by and enter codes for people and then go back and then delete them. Easy enough, right? So I will tell you what else can I say. So it comes in multiple finishes, comes in brass or nickel, which is the finish I got, or black, and you can pick it up. Kwikset has really good distribution. You can pick it up at a lot of different places, or you can check out their website, or you can just go to Amazon.com. And it is a standard deadbolt key. It's just a no-brainer. You don't have to hassle with your phone. You don't have to worry about, like, what if someone steals my phone and walks up to the door, right? None of that is an issue because it's just a self-contained unit. So I think this is definitely one you should check out, and it is, Kwikset has been making deadbolts and locks for a long, long time. There's a lot of security here, and the ease of use is just out the door. It's super easy to work with, so definitely one worth checking out. Now, we do need to talk about the price, so let's get there. But before we get to the price, I'm going to ask you if you could subscribe to my channel. A click or a tap on that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up if this was helpful, and we're connected. Great. This, or I should say that on my door, is the Kwikset PowerBolt 250 keyless entry deadbolt. Comes in brass or nickel or black, and it is $83.42 at Amazon.com. For less than 85 bucks, you can upgrade from your boring, dull, old keyed deadbolt to this cool, modern, sophisticated system that's so much easier and so much more flexible. And I love the fact that I can give people their own codes, and then if at some point it's like, well, I don't really want you coming in my house anymore, and I can just wipe their code, and then they're no longer able to get into the house. With a key, you never really know. Even if they give you the key back, did they make a copy? Is that something they've stashed? Did they give that to their hoodlum friend? The security level on something like this is really so much higher. Definitely one to check out. That's all I got. I got to go add some more program codes. So I'll catch you in my next video.